morning, W.W. Robinson. Today is February 4th. How did that happen? We're in February. I feel like I haven't seen you all in like a month. Do you feel that way? No. He says no. Actually, it's been 5 days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 5 days. Yeah. And you left me early on Tuesday. That was an exciting day, wasn't it?
Yes.
I think some people had some very exciting bus rides that day. I think everybody behaved on the buses because it was important that the bus drivers were able to pay attention to the road. So we appreciate that. All right. So it is February 4th, and it is day 7 in our rotation. And we are actually not on our February lunch calendar. We're having what we were supposed to have last Wednesday. So Gavin, tell us what's for lunch.
Garlic pizza, sweet potato pups, peas, apple wedges, strawberry cup, choice of milk.
All right. So at least it's a good pizza day, right? All right. And we have Jackson here to tell us about the weather. All right. Come on over here. So the last time we did the weather, it was really cold. We were looking at like possible snow coming. And now today, what is it?
Sunny.
Sunny. And it's also going to get what today?
Wait.
It's going to be warm? Is it going to be? Yeah, it's going to be warm today. It's supposed to get up to 60, I think. Boy, this weather here is crazy, isn't it? All right. And we have Benjamin to lead us in the pledge. So please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. There you go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Benjamin. Please join me for a moment of silence. Thank you. All right, we have quite a few birthdays to announce. We have last week's and today's. So let's see. Celebrating last Wednesday, they got a nice little birthday present, was Luna Brigner, Eliana Dalton, and Edward Perez Chavez. And then on Thursday, Lester Wilson. And then on Friday, we had Henry Steiner, Jared Vasquez Perez, and Savannah Wren. And then on Saturday, we had Joseph Sherman. And on Sunday, Jordan Ramsey and Haley Wilkins. And then today, celebrating a birthday, we have Chloe Burns, Wilmer De Leon, Ryan Dunham, Miriam Hahn, Lindsay Menifee, and Amari Sturdivant. So happy birthday to all of those folks. I hope you had a great day. We also have some staff birthdays that we missed while we were out. So Miss Marston that's in the Think Room, her birthday was on the 30th, and Miss Whiteman from preschool was on the 30th. And then celebrating today, we have Mr. Chase and Miss Davis in first grade. So happy birthday to those folks. Hope you have a wonderful day. Before I forget, 5th graders, you do have choir practice tomorrow. And I believe that Miss Urbach is here. So I'm going to let you slide over so you can join Miss Urbach in the announcement.
You drop one.
Did I drop one?
Yeah,
Thanks,
you can
Benjamin,
sit here.
for catching my nuts. Hi, W.W. Robinson. You've been nuts for reading, I hope, because you've had
5.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at home to read. So I expect to see even more of these acorns. Did you read? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Could you tell us what you read?
I read Dragon Air.
Ooh. Those are good books. And there's more than one, right? Isn't it in a series?
Oh, somebody else read, Miss Urbach.
Benjamin, what did you read?
I read one of the books that called Is Pirates Polite?
Are Pirates Polite?
All right.
We need to make sure, Benjamin, that we write that down on an acorn, and then we'll hang it up. So before you go, you and I are going to sit and we're going to write that down on an acorn. Make sure you put yours on an acorn too, because 4th and 5th graders.
Uh-oh.
So I went down to the 1st grade hallway and kindergarten hallway. They are covered in nuts. 3rd grade hallway around the corner.
Oh, wow.
2nd grade, 4th and 5th.
Uh-oh. I think the challenge is on 4th and 5th.
Hardly any nuts up there. And you guys are reading lots. I know you are, because you're doing your rotations, and I know you're reading in your rotations. So ask for a nut. Simple enough. Ask for it, get some tape, stick it on the wall. You're tall enough, you can reach it. So let's get it filled up. I want to give a shout out to a couple of, let me put my glasses on. Katie Leap read Itty Bitty Animals, written by Joan Merson. That was on the 2nd grade hallway, hanging up. If You Were a Penguin, Wendell and Florence Minor were the authors. Madison Clark, 3rd grade, that one was up. Jace Wallace wrote Llama Llama Red Pajama, which
Love
I thought
it.
was appropriate because I'm wearing red pajamas
Yes.
today. So written by Anna
Dude. Something. Anna D.
Anna D wrote that one. Thanks, Ms. Proctor. There you go. So plenty of nuts in the library. Ask for them from your teacher. If your teacher doesn't have any, ask if you can come down to the library and get a whole bunch for your classroom. So keep reading, because we need the trail of nuts to like connect and all the way around. So you all are reading. Let's get credit for it.
Sounds great.
Thanks.
Thank you, Miss Urbach.
Okay, Patrick, let's write this down.
All right. So speaking of reading, we need to pick up where we left off with Elvis. But before we do that, do you have any shout outs?
Mr. R's class, Miss Henry's class, and Miss Weimer's class.
All right. All right. So when we left off, remember that our friend Elvis the dog thinks he should be at the White House, but he's not. And so they're talking about that. All right. So why couldn't you have said all that from the beginning and saved us a lot of grief? Seriously, wait one freaky deaky second here. Did you just say you're the president's dog, as in the president of the United States of America's dog? Are you a Secret Service dog? Do you have those special titanium teeth that can bite through metal? Are you bionic? Can you fly Air Force One? What? No, I have the same teeth I was born with. He flashed them at me. They were big and very white. So the one thing I had in common with him was we both had good teeth. I'm not a protective dog, though I'd throw myself in front of a bullet if I had to do so to protect my master. But I would do that even if he weren't the president. And protecting our country is just a bonus of patriotic pride. And no, I can't fly Air Force One, but that's because I don't have thumbs. Not because I don't know how. I'm sure I could learn to fly Air Force One if I had to do it under extenuating circumstances. So then you're just supposed to be the president's regular dog? First off, there is nothing regular about me. Second off, even if I happen to be a regular dog, just by virtue of the fact that I was the president's dog, I would no longer be regular, but instead I would be special. I am the president's personal dog. He picked me out himself 22 months ago when I was an 11-month-old puppy, and I've been in training ever since. I am honored and ready to take my place in history beside him. You see, I'm what you would call an extraordinary dog who is destined to live an extraordinary life. Well, one thing I knew for sure was that he wasn't lying when he said that. He certainly was extraordinary, as in extraordinarily full of himself. I mean, who goes around saying that he's extraordinary? I mean, even if I was extraordinary in some way, I don't think I'd go around announcing it. I wondered if all dogs were this confident. I also found it interesting that he thought of himself as special, too. But when he said he was special, he acted like it was a good thing. You know, I just decided that in my next life, I want to come back as a dog. Of course, knowing my luck, I'd come back as a pound puppy. Normally, I wouldn't believe such a wackadoo story, but there was something in his tone that made me almost believe him. He sounded so serious. Besides, it was a pretty crazy story once you thought about it. Okay, so you're the president's dog. Congratulations to you. Thank you. I'm very pleased myself. Now, is Benji short for something? Yes, it's short for Benjamin, but no one calls me Benjamin except the principal of my school and my grandmother. I prefer Benji, like the dog. Hey, that's pretty funny. I have a dog's name and you have a person's name. It's kind of ironic, isn't it? Actually, it's not ironic. It's merely an interesting turn of events. A mere coincidence, as they say. One of my biggest pet peeves is when humans use the word ironic incorrectly. The English language is something to be treasured and appreciated, Benjamin. Whatever you say, Elvis. Touche. What does that mean? It's a French word that means, oh, never you mind. It's not important. You see, I'm trying to work on my French because next week at the White House, they are entertaining the French Prime Minister and his family. They're going to have a big party and I will be in attendance, so I've naturally been brushing up on my French. It's a beautiful language, if I do say so myself. And here's an interesting tidbit. The French love their dogs. They are even allowed to bring them into restaurants. Have you ever been to France? I shook my head. I like French fries, though. Yes, they are quite delicious, but here's an interesting fact. French fries originated in Belgium, not France. But Belgian fries don't sound quite the same. Now, perhaps it's time to go to straighten out this whole unfortunate turn of events. Okay, I guess I'll go tell my mom about the mix-up. Are you asking me or telling me? Because what you said was a statement, but then you added a question mark at the end. The dog was one big hairy piece of work. Good luck, Mr. President. I guess I'm telling you. Just by adding the words, I guess, in front of your statement, you are still making it into a question. You should be more assertive in your manner. If he was going to get annoyed with everything I said, I wasn't going to say anything. We looked at each other silently for a moment. He then stood up and gently nudged me with his giant black nose. Are you expecting me to go with you? I'm actually a little tired from my travel, so I think I'll wait here and rest a bit. I'm sure if you tell your mother to phone the White House, they'll handle the whole matter straight away. Fine. I started toward the kitchen, but then I stopped and turned around. Do you want any water or a cookie? Just because he was being rude to me didn't mean I had to stoop to his level. My mom raised me to be a polite host, no matter what the circumstance. I'd probably be cranky if I had to ride in a cage for 2 days, too. A water and a cookie sounds delightful. Chilled and flat if possible. Thank you, Benjamin. It's very kind of you to offer. Aren't all cookies flat? Pardon me? You said you wanted a flat cookie, and I was saying, aren't cookies flat? Oh, I was talking about the water. Flat, not bubbly. Bubbly water makes me sneeze. I was about to open my mouth to respond, but I decided this was one conversation that had already gone on long enough. I headed to the kitchen where my mom was sitting at the kitchen table talking on the phone while eating a pudding cup. Mom. Hey, Mom. Yoo-hoo. Mom. 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 Mindy, I'm on the phone. Shh. Sorry, but this is important. It's about the dog. Did he pee on my carpet? No, but I need to talk to you about him. What is it? We did get the wrong dog, and you're never going to believe this, but the dog we got belongs to the president. What are you talking about? What president? The president of the United States? Benji, what on earth are you saying? I don't have time for jokes. I'm on the phone. Of course I've been on hold for the last 5 minutes. Mom, I'm telling you, they sent us the wrong dog by mistake because the dog we have, you know, the enormous black one that is in the living room, he's the president's dog, you know, as in the president of the United States of America's dog. How do you know? The dog told me. What? The dog. You just told me he's the president's new dog. Anyway, I'm glad he's not mine because he's kind of snooty when he talks. Hey, did you know that French fries came from Belgium and not France? My mom dropped the phone. As I reached over to pick it up for her, she scooped me up in her arms and ran around the kitchen, grabbing her purse and looking for her keys. I had no idea what was happening. The first thing that popped into my head was earthquake, tornado, or hurricane. I'm not sure, but I'm just telling you what I was thinking, because honestly, why else would she pick me up and throw me over her shoulder if it wasn't some sort of major emergency? I hear forest animals can sense when big danger is coming, like a fire, even from miles and miles away, and they have the instinct to run. So if my mom really was a mama bear in a former life, then it makes sense that she would have this skill too. Her yelling caused Parker Elvis Pembroke to run into the kitchen, which only made her scream again and right in my ear because he startled her when he came galloping in the kitchen. Oh, well, I guess you should come too, she said to Elvis. He barked in response, and I immediately wondered why he didn't talk to her like he was talking to me. Soon we were in my mom's SUV driving really fast. She was breaking every speed limit. Mom, hey, Mom, Mom, yoo-hoo, Mom, 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 what's going on? Where are we going? We're going to the emergency room. What's wrong? Are you sick? Do you not feel well? I was scared. As much as I'm not a fan of being sick myself, the thought of something wrong with my mom terrified me. She never got sick. I don't even remember her even getting a cold. My theory is that germs want to stay on her good side. Here's the deal with my mom. You always want her on your team. Twins didn't get their killer competitive streak from my dad, that's for sure. She didn't answer me, but just seeing her white knuckles on the steering wheel made me sit back, close my eyes, and try to take a few deep breaths. Whenever my mom is this stressed out, I get stressed, which brings on either one of my fainting spells or worse, an asthma attack. Meanwhile, Elvis just sat quietly in the seat next to me. He was so tall his head touched the roof of the car. Benjamin, are you okay? Are you feeling like you're going to faint again? When he asked, his tone was actually the nicest it had been since he'd arrived. Why is he whining like that? My mother yelled again. Oh my God, is something happening? What's happening? Is he trying to tell us something? Do something, you dumb dog. I don't know what's going on, I whispered to Elvis. We're going to the hospital. I think my mom is sick. Why do you think she's sick? I believe she thinks you're sick, which is why she's acting so erratic. I'm actually impressed with her driving skills, except for the fact that she keeps running stop signs. She seems to be under great duress. Duress? What's that mean? Hey, do you think you could talk on a 10-year-old kid level versus a president of the United States level? Fine. Duress means she's under stress or strain. Well, I don't need you to tell me that. I've got eyes, you know. Plus, she's my mom. He leaned over and licked my face again, his giant pink tongue slobbering all over me. Ugh, what was that for? I wanted to see if you had a fever. You don't. Why don't you lick her? Why don't you lick her? I'm fine. She's the one duressing everywhere. Maybe she's the one with the fever. Maybe she's got meningitis. Suddenly, we screeched to a halt, and Parker Elvis Pembroke was caught off guard. He smashed his face into the back of the front seat. His front paw slid off the seat and onto the floorboard. I tried to disguise my laughter with fake coughing. I looked out the window and saw that we were parked right by the emergency room. Wow, she never does this, I thought. It must be serious. She usually parks on level B and then thinks she parked on level C. And then we walk around the parking garage with her muttering under her breath for about 20 minutes or so. Anyway, so she jumped out of the car, and so did I, but I was on the other side of the car. She ran around the car toward me, picked me up in her arms like I weighed 20 pounds. Hello, people. We've got an emergency here. Help us, she yelled. And we'll stop right there. All right. So you can choose to be the kind of leader that you would follow and make it a great day. So long.